all doing really well. I am going to do like a little vlog today because I'm off of work. It's 53 degrees out. Things are looking up. And before we jump in to just my day, I wanted to chat through some Ana Luisa pieces that I recently received because they reached out and asked to work with me. If you aren't familiar with what or who Ana Luisa is, it's a jewelry brand. And it's incredible because they're made sustainably, they're 100% carbon neutral, their pieces are really affordable as well, which is very important. Their most inexpensive piece starts at $39, which, you know, earrings and jewelry tend to be really expensive, so it's a really great option. I thought that I would show you the pieces that I picked up. If you are familiar with my channel, you probably know or you've noticed that I don't change up my jewelry very often. I'm super lazy with it. I had my previous stack in for like over a year. So I'm looking for basics. I don't really mix it up a lot. I don't usually do anything jazzy, especially on the earrings. I'll go a little bit crazier, but earrings, I'm really, really lazy. So the pieces that I picked up are now going to be like my gold staples because I have a lot of silver staples, but I don't have a lot of gold pieces. I read somewhere once that gold is not good on pale skin, and I'm choosing to ignore that because I think that I really like gold jewelry as well. So we can talk through the earrings first. I will put the names on screen of the pieces that I got if you're interested in specifically the ones that I'm wearing. But let me like get a little bit closer. So I got two earrings. So this much smaller one, let me get the names actually right now. So the one in my second hole is called the Rocks Small. So it's kind of like a really fun shape, and it's good. You can even wear it as like your first hole earring, but for me, I like to do a stack when I'm doing something new. I like to wear like my whole ear almost. So that's a really pretty one, and it's really small as well, which is good. And then the bigger one, which for me is like just the right size hoop, that if it was any bigger, it wouldn't be like my staple. It would be like when I'm feeling fancy. But for me, this could get away with also being like an everyday piece. So this is the low LO medium. So yeah, I guess it's like the medium size. I'm not really sure, but for me, it's just small enough that I could get away with it. But you might actually notice I have some like nubbins on on my cartilage because I used to have cartilage piercings, but they never healed properly, and now I'm like inspired. I really, really want them back because I want like my full gold ear. Because this side I actually have more piercings than even on this lobe because I'm not good with getting piercings. So I just was like, oh, okay, I'm done. So I have 4 on this lobe and 3 on this lobe, but that will be remedied hopefully shortly because I really am inspired to now have like my full ear done. But this is what they look like. So I'm really, really obsessed with them. Again, you could also wear these as like standalones, but for me, we're going all out. And then my favorite piece is the ring. And this is, I believe it's called the Michelle ring. So let me just get my face out of the shot. So I'm obsessed with this. This is probably my favorite piece that I got. But yes, if you are interested, they also gave me a code, which is like very fancy. I'm feeling very fancy with it. So let me get you the code actually. What is it? It is Carolyn H10. So I will also put it on screen, but it's 10% off when you order from Ana Luisa. So that's pretty cool. I'm feeling like a YouTuber, guys. I don't know. What do you think of this? But I am super excited. So thank you so much, Ana Luisa. And I'm going to be wearing all of these pieces today because I'm just feeling like it's new. It's 53 degrees. I'm having a new ear stack going on. But yes, that is my plan. I was actually saying to my sister, I really want to get my cartilage piercings back. They never healed properly, and I'm sure it was partly my fault, but I've also never gotten piercings as an adult at like a reputable either tattoo parlor where they do a really good job. I've always gotten them at like Claire's or some really random place in like a mall. So I need to go to a reputable place, but I also just like didn't do a good job of upkeep. So now that I'm a little bit more grown, I thought that I could try again. And I just probably want like 2. I've always loved the tragus piercing, but I just know in my heart and soul that I cannot handle that kind of pain. I've heard horror stories. My friends have had them, and I feel like my tragus is also like tiny. Like, how would that even work? For my cartilage, I'm hoping to get like 2 more, but my sister said that it's super expensive, as is everything in this city. So that will be something that I do when I go back to the burbs, is get my cartilage re-pierced. But yes, if you are interested in any of the pieces I mentioned, I know I'm just like rambling on, but any of the pieces that I'm wearing, or you just want to take a look for yourself, because a lot of the pieces on Ana Luisa's site are similar to this, like another version of like a small gold hoop. Again, like a lot of little huggies, which is what like I would want to get next, a bunch of little huggies. But yes, Carolyn H10 for 10% off. Woohoo. So I'm gonna finish getting ready because, like I said, my mom, or I didn't say this, my mom is coming into the city. She's spending the day with me because I'm off of work, but unfortunately Marco has to work, and she said she would come in and spend the day and hang out with me. So that's super wonderful. We're going to go to a museum. So I'm gonna finish getting ready. I have to leave in like 30-40 minutes. Also, what I'm really excited about is Marco and I went and got a few, sorry, I'm gonna put you down. I don't know where I'm going. Marco and I this weekend we went back to the place that I went to in my previous vlog, that like junk thrift store, crazy place, and we got actually a bunch of decor because Marco put up some floating shelves in our room. So we wanted like little decor-y bits. So I will also show you that before you leave, because we got some like stunning pieces, and Marco actually liked what I was picking and I liked what he was picking. And don't you just love those moments of agreement as a couple on decor? So I will show you that in a little bit as well, but I need to finish getting dressed because if I'm late, my mom's gonna kill me. So yes, I will come back in a little bit. I think I'm gonna get ready to go now and bring my book on the train. I am currently reading Lesser Known Monsters of the 21st Century by Kim Fu, which I hauled in my last reading blog. It's a short story collection, and so you never know with that, but I'm loving this. There hasn't been a story so far that I haven't like really enjoyed, and they're also a little bit longer for short stories. So there's only, in this whole book, let me see how many there are. So there's 12 stories in this whole collection, which is actually, now thinking about it, is a fair few amount of stories, but they just feel a little bit longer, and they're really like well thought out and paced, and they're a little bit of like body horror, or like the weirdness of it. Like there's this story called Liddy First Flight, or First to Fly, and it's this young girl who has wings growing out of her ankles, but then there's like this techno Black Mirror horror. I'm right now in a story about a wife and a husband, and the horrors that they can commit to, or the pain and atrocities they can do to one another, because there's always a backup. So like that's very Black Mirror-esque, but I am loving it. It's so smart. It's giving me the same vibes as my favorite stories from Mouthful of Birds by Samantha Schweblin. So all of those stories didn't work for me, but a few of them did, and they're like the best pieces of what's in this book. So I'm loving it. And with that, I'm gonna go. I'm meeting my mom at the Guggenheim. Before I ran out the door, I wanted to show you the pieces that Marco and I picked up yesterday when we went thrift shopping. Just a few little decor bits, because we have the 2 shelves now in our bedroom, and we're also going to be putting one into the fireplace. So obviously we have to pay attention to weight limits and all the rest. But I want to show you what we got. So this one, which was only $4, is a beautiful little vase. We'll probably put like dried flowers in it, or honestly just leave it as is. It's super beautiful. And then this one was Marco's pick, which actually matches really well with the dresser that we have now. So it's this really beautiful flower box, and it actually opens up like a little cookie jar or something. So in here we're probably just gonna put like restaurant cards, or like business cards of our favorite restaurants. But it's really cute. I really like it, and add some color in without being like too overwhelming. So I really like that one. And then one of Marco's other finds, which is one of my favorites, is this really old whiskey jug with this really cool illustration around it. So I love this one as well. This will probably go on our shelves in our bedroom. So love this. And then my personal favorite, the one I've been thinking about nonstop, is this vase. I'm obsessed with it. It looks like little water droplets. It's glass with brown and orange design. I'm so in love with it. So this has to get like a really good spot in the house. But we've also started framing some of our prints. We accidentally bought the wrong size frame, so I have to go return those today. We measured them and somehow we screwed it up. I don't know. Yes, but with that said, I'm gonna go meet my mom at the Guggenheim. So excited about it. And we still have this nightstand in our kitchen now because it no longer fits in our bedroom, and we want to get rid of it, but we don't want to put it out too early because I feel like that's really obnoxious to just have furniture on the side of the street, and bulk day is tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll put it out to get rid of it. Hi everyone. So I just got back to my apartment. Spent the day with my mom, which was incredible. I didn't realize how much I needed her to visit until she was actually here. So I feel really good. I feel a lot better than I have been feeling. But it's a beautiful day outside. It's only like 4:30, maybe a little bit later. And I don't want to sit in my apartment until tonight. So I'm thinking I'm going to go to a cafe and read, maybe edit a little bit, probably mostly read, catch up on book notes. I could be convinced for either a coffee or a glass of wine. I'll see what other people are drinking where I go, and I could be convinced either way. Yeah, we went to the Guggenheim, and I haven't been there in a good few years, I don't think. But it's a smaller gallery, and it was really wonderful. And then my mom fed me, and that's all I could ask for. So it was lovely. And by happenstance, my parents are actually coming in again next weekend. It might seem like my parents come in a lot. They actually don't. It's just the past few weekends they've come in. But I miss them. I'm very used to living at home with my parents and my dog. And I miss my peeps. So it was really great that she came. The city can be just tough sometimes, and sometimes you just want to hang out with your mom. So that was great. And yeah, I'm gonna get going. I'm still reading, of course, the book that I showed you before. I actually read another short story or two while on the train. Cut my finger open somehow. I don't know how that happened. I'm really, really enjoying it. I feel like it's one of the best short story collections I've read maybe ever. Just like holistically, in terms of the entire book, I think it's just like one banger after the next, and I'm super impressed because there's no duds so far. And we're well over halfway through the stories, so that's pretty incredible. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I have wine at home, but I just don't want to be in my apartment. And actually, Marco and I are Josh wine people, red wine. And that's like our go-to. It's pretty inexpensive, at least in the burbs. And we went to go buy red wine because that's like really what I drink. I'll have a cocktail every now and then, but it's not my like go-to. I'm just a wine gal. And we went to go buy wine a few weeks ago in the city, and the same Josh red that we always get was like over double the price. And obviously it's just the neighborhood where we live. Things are just a lot more expensive, but we were like, absolutely not. That's ridiculous. Just because we buy it so much, I'm like, no, we can't do it. We can't get over that. So Marco's dad brought us 3 bottles of Josh from the burbs when he came in a few days ago. So now we're stocked up, but I just want to get out of the apartment. So, and I don't feel like I should have coffee at 4:28. So I think, yeah, I'm going to have a glass of red and go read. because I am feeling cozy and happy and loving a day off of work and just feeling good. So I'm gonna lean into this day and make the most of it. And I will let you know where I go. I've been exploring all different little cafes around me because, you know, when I find a place that I love, I'm going there like nonstop in a way that's obsessive, but I also want to try to go to a bunch of new places around me and not get stuck to like my recent favorite. So we're trying a new place and we will see. I just love like anything cozy and like good reading vibes is all I could ask for. I am gonna get going and I will check in with you in a little bit.